Welcome back to Moms on a Mission. Oh, we're in our 40s.
Yep.
We're in our 40s.
40-something.
Yep, 40-something. Well, someone actually proposed that should be the new title of our podcast.
40-something.
40-something?
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
I
good
love
with
it.
it.
We're both flirting with 40, and so that was where we were like, ooh. I'm like,
Well, I'm officially a 40-something.
woohoo!
Well,
See,
okay.
it
Well,
would be
then
perfect.
we'll be in good company.
There you go. All right, you guys, we are super excited about this episode. Today, we are talking with Gabby Parham. She is a friend of ours. She is a pastor's wife at our
Yes.
church. But I don't, that's not your identity. We need a different explanation.
I'm a graphic designer
Okay.
by trade.
Yes.
Mama
Yes.
of 4
Awesome.
or 3 and 1 bonus child.
Okay.
What else? I'm a creative brain.
Awesome.
We love that.
A fellow creative.
A little bit of
Ooh.
a writer.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it. Awesome.
What else do you want to know?
See, this is not
All the
Gabby,
things.
pastor's wife. This
Yeah.
is Gabby Parham, a creative and a writer and a mom.
Yes.
So we are super excited to talk with her today. We have lots of awesome questions for her. So let's kick it off.
Yep. Let's kick it off with a prayer like we always do.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Lord, thank you for this day and for this opportunity to gather, share, and speak life. We invite you into this conversation. We ask that you guide our words, soften our hearts, and let everything said point back to you. Help us be honest, encouraging, and full of grace. Lord, we ask that you reach everyone listening today. Remind them that they are seen, chosen, and deeply loved by you. We ask that you give strength for today, peace in all the chaos, and wisdom in every decision that we face. May this episode bring hope, truth, and encouragement to everyone that it reaches. And in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay. So we tried to do a little bit of prep for this episode before we got started. We kind of have people wing it.
Yeah. Yep. That's our specialty.
Yes, because we just want to have a conversation,
Yeah.
right? Like we just like chatting with people and learning their true story, learning about like their journey and their life, their marriage, motherhood, stuff like that. So, but we were talking a little bit beforehand. And I loved that so Laura and Gabby know each other a lot better than Gabby and I know each other because they're in groups together at church. You guys have known each other a little bit longer, I think.
Guess it's almost 3 years now.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've probably been together longer, like as far as at the church and stuff like that. But they've been in groups together and stuff like that. So they were kind of talking about how you have a really awesome love story.
Yeah.
That is so cool
Yeah.
because I did not know.
It's not your everyday story.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about you and your story, and we want to hear your love story too.
Okay. So I am raised in Habersham County,
Oh,
Georgia.
awesome.
Born in Gwinnett County, raised in Habersham.
Woo, woo.
3 Gwinnett girls right here.
Yeah, but we weren't
that's
born
awesome.
there. Were you born in Gwinnett?
No.
No, I was
Mm-mm.
born in Louisiana.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Illinois.
No, I was literally born in Gwinnett County, like something hospital. It's not there anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
It's one of the Gwinnett hospital campuses.
One
Yeah.
of the
No.
OGs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, born into a pretty nuclear family. Mom, dad, brother, later a sister. She's 11 years younger than me. My
Oh,
brother's
wow.
4 years younger than me. And my dad was a firefighter
Okay.
for Gwinnett County. And my mom was a college office professional.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
She
wow,
worked
okay.
in like financial aid offices, business office
Mhm.
for NGTC and
Oh,
for
cool.
Piedmont College. She retired from Piedmont
Okay.
a few years back.
I wonder if you have a connection there from North Georgia. You said North Georgia Tech?
Yeah, I went to North Georgia Tech.
Huh.
Yep.
She, let's see, that would have been in the 90s that she left there for
No.
Piedmont.
Nope.
Yeah.
No,
little
I came
early.
a little later.
Okay.
06.
Okay. Which is when I graduated from college.
Okay, awesome.
But pretty nuclear family. I think they raised me in love. You know, I
Mhm.
knew that I was loved. We took trips together. We had family meals together. I knew my parents were working hard to provide for us,
Yeah.
and
So your mom worked the whole time you grew up.
she did.
Okay. Yeah,
She
this is one
did.
of our major subject matters is,
Yeah.
you know, the working mom,
Versus the
stay-at-home mom, the one that does both, the mom that works from home. Like
feels
there's
guilty. The one that stays
Yes.
at home
Yeah.
feels guilty
In
because
fact-
she's not financially
Right.
providing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes.
With my dad and his career, and him commuting an hour to Gwinnett County and working 24 hours on and 48 off, they switched back and forth between like caretaker and taking, you know, all doing all the thing roles for
Right.
us. And my mom, she really carried a lot.
Yeah.
When my dad was gone.
Because that 24 hours, that's a long time.
So sometimes she was mom and dad.
Yeah.
Mom was always there when my dad often wasn't there because
Right.
he was working. And my dad also stepped into different roles when he was home. Like he would cook meals for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's
so I didn't
cool.
really get the homemaker
Right.
Yeah.
thing from my mom. And Chad cooks more than I
Oh,
do.
really?
Yeah. I think
Is he
that's true.
a grill guy?
He does like the grill.
Yeah.
Grill
Yeah.
Master Chad.
Yep.
He grilled us steaks for Easter.
What a
Oh,
guy.
awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
We did a brisket for the first time for Easter.
Oh.
We fed about 50 people
Wow.
and we did a brisket and it was
How was that?
Well, I don't eat beef, so but everyone said it was delicious
Was
and
it?
it was beautiful in the pictures.
Excellent. Hey,
Oh.
that counts.
I
Yeah,
was
it
like,
does.
take a picture of this. I gotta send it.
Say, "Yes, I will."
Yes,
He was proud.
he sure was. Okay, so do you work full time now?
I do.
You do.
Mhm.
Do you work from home?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you work with? Tell me the name. I can't remember.
Yeah. I work for First Franklin Financial.
Okay.
It's a personal finance company, and I work in their marketing department as the in-house graphic designer.
That's
I love
really
it.
cool.
I love it.
That
Yeah.
is really awesome. So, we were kind of talking about earlier of like you have a marketing degree, right?
Well, mass communications.
Oh yes. Okay, yes, you have a mass communications degree.
Yes, from Piedmont College.
And I think me and Laura think that we need one of those.
Oh, I think that would
Yep.
come in handy.
Mass communications. What was the other one that you just said? Marketing.
Marketing
But you-
degree. Yes, because okay, so fun fact,
Yeah.
Warren Buffett, he's like one of the richest people of all time, biggest investor, like one of the most successful stock investors of all time, business investors. He says that if you are a person like going into college, you know, multi-passion or you don't know what you
Mhm.
want to study,
Mhm.
then he recommends to get a marketing degree
Okay.
because he says whether you are going to be, you know, you have your own business, you know how to market that business.
Mhm.
If you're going to work for somebody else, you have one of the most valuable skills for somebody else.
Absolutely.
So that that marketing end of things, and we just learned about what mass communications was because
Yep.
it's really like the radio,
Yeah, it's an umbrella that has marketing in it.
right?
So maybe we need
radio,
a-
newspapers, which was my niche. So that's where my area of focus was:
Yeah.
newspaper and writing and
What do you like?
publication.
What do you like
That's
to
so
write?
cool.
All kinds of things.
Yeah. Do
Um,
you like, or do you like to like author like books or poems or?
well, so I haven't done much of that in later years.
Yeah.
You know, being a mom.
But you do enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for my job, I might write like a solicitation letter,
Okay.
an email to customers.
Yeah.
Things along that nature.
You like the
Social media
communication part.
post.
Like
Yeah.
the okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a decent communicator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But I don't know.
I think
You-
you're a great communicator.
You communicate with visuals. Like that's your I feel like
that's the idea.
Yeah.
such a beautiful like you can capture a moment.
Yeah.
I'm bad at that. Even though I studied photography.
Which is funny because I know that we, you know, so we said maybe we need a marketing degree, maybe we need a mass communications degree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because look at what we're doing.
Well, yours is in photography. right? Mine's in criminal justice.
Yeah.
And Gabby's the only one that's like actually using her degree.
Yes. Kudos to
Yeah.
you.
Well, ish.
Ish, yeah. Yeah.
I segued to the graphic design through working at the newspaper.
Yeah.
I'm right out of college, got a job at the Northeast Georgian.
Awesome.
Was writing at first. I was on scene reporter.
Oh, yes.
And
That's fun.
realized very quickly that that was not the right career path for introverted me.
Ah.
And people pleaser me.
Yes.
And so I segued over to what they call the composition department. The composition department puts together all the ads that are sold to the community. You know, this business, that business wants to put an ad in the newspaper this Friday. They do not have an in-house graphic designer. Some did. But for the most part, I was putting together their advertisements to go in the newspaper and then also paginating the pages. So putting the news part of it together with the ad. And then sending that to the press. So I got my design chops from the newspaper.
Very cool. You have some cool, creative
behind the scenes
experiences. That's very cool.
Yeah.
So is this the point where you met Chad? Like, did you guys meet in college?
Well, I was in college, but not technically.
Okay.
So we knew of each other in like middle school age.
Yeah. I love it.
Ran across each other at 4-H dances.
Yeah.
You know, when the boys and girls were separated and only every once in a while someone danced together. He never asked me to dance, although...
Sounds like he really missed out.
And the next time we encountered each other, we were in homeroom together in 9th grade when, entering high school.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Pitts was my maiden name and Parham was his. And we were the P
homeroom,
right?
Yes.
And so we were familiar with each other at that point, but neither one of us was each other's cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
He was pursuing a pro wrestling career. And in 9th grade, like he was very serious about this. And his persona, if you will, was the Archangel Gabriel. And he was very goth.
Oh, okay.
Very goth.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have seen some of those photos.
I have not.
Okay.
I did not know
You
this.
need to look it up.
Okay.
I just
Gabby
remember
gives you full permission.
Black Sharpie fingernails.
Okay, he told this story. Well, he mentioned that in one of the sermons.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a very different person.
Interesting.
Earlier in his life, yeah.
So what did you were like, well, this guy?
I said he was weird. I had a journal entry probably about, every boy at school.
Yeah.
Which is actually not true. It just happened. I was talking about something else and I just happened to mention that weird Chad Parham guy.
I love it.
And he also wasn't impressed with me. He says I had frizzy hair.
Oh, I'm also guilty of that.
I used hot rollers at that time. This was like 1999.
That was the thing to do.
Hot rollers. And I didn't realize like you needed hair oils and maybe you should try a straightener, that sort of stuff. So
Thank the Lord for all the heat products that came along.
And the
I'm
fact
out on the hair
the fact
talk.
that that's what he was opinionated about is just so funny.
That is funny. Do you still have this journal entry?
I threw those journals away.
Oh, okay.
Just because, I felt like there's no need to hang on to like those immature thoughts.
Sure.
Right.
And things, because that was a different part of my life. I'm focused on this part of my life.
I
now.
love it.
It's-
I love that.
it's
That
symbolic
mindset.
of that. But I should have kept at least that journal entry.
Just the one.
I'm like,
Yeah.
look, I remember finding it that day. Look, you're in here.
Well, he was like,
listen to what I wrote.
Probably was like, oh, gee, thanks.
So you guys you started dating around college.
Yeah, so we crossed paths again in I must have been sophomore year of college. And I needed money. I needed to make money. So I started working at, I don't know if y'all remember on 365, it was called Navitor.
Yes.
No. Yes.
Josh's aunt
Navitor.
worked there.
That's right.
Yep.
Lisa.
Yep.
Yep. We know Lisa
Yep.
from Navitor.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yes. And I was a typesetter, which at Navitor, what typesetters did was typing up business cards
Oh, okay.
for customers of Office Depot and Staples.
Okay.
Oh,
And
I assume that kept you pretty busy.
yeah, there were tons.
Yeah, I bet there were.
It was like different forms that sometimes you could order through there. Like you'd have to set up the little boxes.
Oh,
and
yeah,
everything
yeah,
had
yeah.
to be just so. So, yet again, using design software to
yeah.
do. This wasn't really creative work, but it was very organized. Technical
Yeah.
on screen stuff. About probably a year later, here comes Mr. Chad Parham. Coming to join the typesetters.
Hello, Chad.
It was actually called Regency Thermographers.
Okay.
Regency Thermographers. And then it became Navitor, and now it's Magnolia
yeah,
Windows.
something.
Anyway,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
that
okay.
building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Across
so
from
he was
Anderson
on
Village.
night shift, and I was on day shift. No, opposite. He was on day shift. I was on night shift. He worked till 5, I think, and I worked from 4 to 9. So our hour that overlapped,
Right.
we became great friends.
Oh, I love
Like
it.
he was everybody's favorite person there, I think.
Yeah. He is very outgoing and
yeah.
charismatic.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And he just had this charisma and this way of making everybody his friend.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have a choice.
Yes. My husband is exactly the
Yeah.
same way. He's like,
Yeah.
if he feels as if someone doesn't like him, he will target them.
Yeah.
Until they do.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's where we crossed paths again.
Okay, so
And
how
the
do we
rest is
get
history.
from pro wrestler to pastor?
Ministry. Yeah.
It all works together somehow. I know
Right?
it's so strange, but I like to say this is kind of how I boil it down. It's not my story, but I'm a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like he needed to get because he's also an introvert by nature. You wouldn't believe
It's,
it.
yeah, very hard
But
to believe.
He didn't come out of his shell until he started wrestling. And he laughs at me. I call them monologues. But when a wrestler does a long speech, like we just saw
a monologue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just because I'm a theater kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
We just saw CM Punk do one last night on Raw.
Yep.
But it's called a promo. So
Okay,
he had to get up in front of people quite often
Mm-hmm.
and say his spiel. And he's very convincing. He was at various points in his life, he was a salesman too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he just needed to get that confidence being in front of people
Right.
and learning to, how to communicate effectively.
Right.
He got that through wrestling.
That's interesting.
That which makes sense.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
It's funny too, like if you really talk to people who are in the public eye a lot of them will tell you they are introverted. And I think they have this ability to like put they have a persona essentially, and that allows them to do that thing, like they can turn that on, and it's almost like, well, that's not me, that's my persona. I feel like, and that's such a cool skill to have.
But I will say, Chad is the same on the platform and in his living room in our small group.
Yeah.
He does not change.
Yes, you have said that a lot. That's just who he is.
He's pretty authentic.
Yes.
I think he just needed to learn the confidence to start asking people to do things and learning how to get them to say yes, because we talked about earlier, he's very good at that.
Yeah.
Well, you would and not that he ever did really lack it, but it's like you would never know that he was never fully confident, from the get-go.
Yeah.
Because now he just oozes it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, walks through the church and everybody, loves on, hugs him, loves on them, tells him hello.
Yeah.
So as his girlfriend, wife, at this point in life, how do you go from like, this is the guy that he was, and now like, I'm interested in kind of your take on the story, because you go from, well, public eye anyway, like if he was doing wrestling and different things like that, that's already a public eye. And now as, moving into that pastoral lifestyle, especially as the pastor's wife, there's a lot of things that go with that and around that. What does that kind of look like for you as from your point of view? Were you like, oh dear, here we go?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what else to say other than that it was a natural progression
Yeah.
into the role that I'm in now.
Right.
It was also still remembering I'm an individual
Yes.
and not getting sucked up necessarily into it. Now, in the beginning, let's backtrack too, because when we started dating, he hadn't even been saved yet.
Oh, you told me that
Yeah.
earlier. That is so interesting.
He had not been saved yet, so that was a pivotal point. That was
And
around. Yes,
you
I
were
was
raised
saved.
in
I was
church?
raised in
Got it.
church. Probably forgot to mention that earlier, but that's a big part of my childhood was being involved in church, and I was saved at a young age, baptized in 1994 at Bethlehem Baptist Church.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and when we met, I was not like focusing on my faith,
Right.
It was like kind of in the background. It was part of my story. But I, was young 20s and going like, oh, let's see how I do
Yeah.
on my
Yeah.
own.
Yeah.
Because,
Typical young 20s.
Yeah.
and so started dating, him and still, just not focusing on that. But I guess at a certain point, the Lord was pulling on him.
Mm-hmm.
And right before we got married in 2008, he accepted
Oh, awesome.
Christ as his Lord.
That's
And,
awesome.
Yeah. And then within 2 years, he was doing the ministry thing.
Wow.
So, and it
That's
wasn't it wasn't the sit down conversation of, okay, this is
Right.
what I'm going to do now. And you just come along for this journey. It was just like one night he was teaching in boys club at the Torch one Wednesday night. And
Oh, okay.
he just kept doing that on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's meeting with the senior pastor regularly and coming home with big books to read. And, it was just
I
this
love it.
natural progression of, okay, this is what I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And it's what he's still doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
15
Yep.
years later.
Mhm.
Is he? Because he's still in school.
Oh, yeah. He is in his last semester.
That's what I was going to ask.
Last semester of his Master's of Divinity degree from Lee University.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's okay. So you work full time. He works full time.
Yes.
He's in school.
Yes.
And it you guys have the pastor life, which is
Yeah.
always, that's an outreach
Yes.
lifestyle.
Yes.
And 3 boys. Or no, 2 boys and a little girl. 3 kids.
2 boys at home and 1 little girl at home.
Yes.
And then a 21-year-old out living his own
His
life.
best life.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a fireman also.
Yep. I was
How
gonna say also in the
cool.
fire department.
Yes.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
I wonder, does he know, does he do it locally?
Yeah. Baldwin.
Okay. So he might know Philip.
I bet he
Oh,
does.
I'm sure he knows
yeah.
Philip.
I love it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows
Yeah.
Philip.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Like it comes all
Yeah.
full circle.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
cool.
That's really cool.
So what made him want to do that? Because of your family background?
Oh, no. He has been obsessed with firefighting since he was a kid.
Oh, how
Like
cool.
there was
That's
this
awesome.
movie. He's going to kill me if he hears this. But, a movie called Fire Dog,
Mhm.
and he was obsessed with it when he was
Okay.
a toddler.
Oh, wow.
And then,
See, that makes me so
yeah.
jealous.
No, I love it.
Yeah, his actually different members of his immediate family had been in the
Fire service as well.
yeah, well, not fire services. I'm trying to think of first responders.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes me so jealous. I've just always liked so many things. Like
Yeah.
when somebody is like, "Oh no, this is like
Yeah.
they lock in."
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that makes me so jealous.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
so rare.
Well, even now, I feel like more so now because communications are so wide. You know,
Yeah.
like you can you maybe feel like you have this passion, and then you see some YouTube and you're like, "Oh, well,
Actually, I think I kind
I
of go
I
that
like
way.
that." And a lot of it is like, make money so fast, and you're
Yes.
like, well, I could do what I wanted, what I really love, but maybe I should do this first to like make this money. And then I'll,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the gig economy and all this stuff, like everything's very confusing. So especially for a young
And
person.
I think it's hard to get in, especially like a small local
yes,
community. I
absolutely.
think it's
Yes.
hard to become a part of.
And make money doing
make
it,
money.
especially.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot of
we're
like
super proud.
that is
Yeah.
very awesome.
Yeah.
Because he's been doing it for a couple years now,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys are busy.
We are busy.
Yes.
I'm not going to argue with you there.
Wow.
Yes.
So tell us about your age ranges, because I know like I have like motherhood on my notes right here.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about like you have these all these like a big age range, and how
Yeah.
to kind of like as a mom, like how do you navigate that? Like, like as far as you got a little bitty and you got like out
Yeah.
of the house.
I just fly by the seat of my pants.
Yep.
I mean, there's not a lot of grace to it. I mean, I try to pull grace into it. We have a 15-year-old, Braden. He's learning to drive.
Oh,
That
Pray
hurts
for
my
her.
mama heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a 12-year-old, Rhett, sweetest,
our boys are becoming
such
friends.
a sweet little guy, but he's in the thick of the preteens.
Yeah.
He's 12.
Yep.
And then Tinley, 3,
Yes.
who's just mastering potty training. She's
Love it.
very good with it now.
That a
Just
girl.
helping her do the nighttime stuff.
Yeah.
And
And she's the only girl.
she is the
out of
only
all
girl.
those
She
boys.
is the little bossy princess. And she has that fiery red curly hair.
Yep.
And she just knows she's in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did those boys baby her?
A little, but they also
Beat her up?
a little of that too.
She gets both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard those like real young sisters, like they're tough, like tough as
I was
nails.
gonna say she is not gonna be a wimp.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't have a choice.
Mm-mm.
She has to be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard like they're tough, but they also like you don't mess with them because everybody else steps in front of them.
Yeah.
Like they are tough. They don't
Well, I
don't
don't-
need to be really.
I don't know if you saw on Facebook. Daniel took these pictures. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't do that. Sorry,
No,
sorry.
no,
Do I need
no,
to
that's
start again?
fine.
Oh,
No,
we
no,
talk
no.
about producer
No, we talk
Daniel
about
all the
producer-
time.
yeah.
Producer Daniel took the pictures.
Yes.
When I was pregnant, our pregnancy announcement.
Oh,
Was this
The
like
boys all held
boots?
guns.
Yes, yes. I remember
They
seeing
all
them.
held
Yeah.
guns. I mean, they were serious about it too. Like
That is
nobody's gonna mess
awesome.
with Tinley.
Yep.
So, like, I'm just curious, like, because we have moving from that, like, high school, like, senior year, I feel like I'm already dreading that. And
Mhm.
Rhett and Abel are the same age.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And, the driving, like, there's a lot of conveniences to that, but it's also very scary.
Mhm.
Now that you've been through the high school graduation and all of that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
but yours stayed local, which
Mhm.
is that a blessing maybe, or
Yeah, absolutely. And then also with him, he's my bonus son, so
Yeah.
he didn't live with us primarily.
okay,
So there wasn't this huge transition
Right.
to that. It just another natural occurrence.
Yeah.
He was living on his own and
I love it.
doing his own thing, and he's good about visiting. And he and his dad, I think they talk every single day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is very awesome. I
Yeah.
hope that I saw this video the other day, and it was like boy moms. Well, it's like when a girl leaves home and the mom's like, oh, she's moving to Paris. I'm so thrilled for her. She needs this.
Yes.
I'm so happy for her. And the
Oh.
boy mom comes out and she's like in this veil and
Yeah.
she's got the sunglasses on and she's like, my life is over.
Yeah.
My life is ending. And like,
And I feel like we resonate with that
Oh,
because
yeah.
we have boys.
this
Oh,
is
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Oh,
And come to find out the kid isn't even leaving home yet. He's going on a ski trip.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know what's funny is we were in the car last night coming home from a ball game, and Holt said something about what were they? Oh, they were talking about vehicles, trucks.
Yeah.
what they're gonna have, what they're gonna drive
Yeah.
one of these days.
Of
Oh, yeah.
course.
And like, well, I'm gonna drive the same truck that Dad does.
Yeah.
And Maddox is like, well, he drives that kind of truck because he pulls dump trailers and heavy stuff. Like you don't
need that.
have to have that kind
Right.
of truck. And he was like, well, if I work with Dad, I do.
Oh.
And they just went back and forth. And he was like, yeah, when I live in my house, and I said, which house is yours gonna be? And he said, I don't know, whoever we end up buying it from. It's either going to be from Nancy and Howard, who are to our left, or Joe and Catherine, who are to our right. And I was like, we already got this all planned
You
out.
can be at peace. Mine tells me he cannot wait to move to Atlanta.
Oh.
Right out of the gate, wants to be in the big ATL up at Georgia
Okay,
Tech.
Okay.
And then who knows where he'll wind up from there, some big city. I'm like,
That's not what we want to hear.
Well,
no.
Braden is saying Clemson
Okay.
to play baseball.
Okay, well, at least that's
Oh.
not far.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
That's close.
Is that a reality? Like, could be?
Could be, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to say that for him. He's on the 9th grade team now, and this team
He's still
is
got some time.
This team is so talented.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much, but there's a lot of talent
Right.
Yeah.
in that high school age.
Yeah.
And coming up.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
There's a very talented group coming up.
So
Yeah.
my prayer for him, honestly, is if this is something that he truly loves and he truly wants to, have as a part of his life, that he does the work. He does the work that it takes to,
Yeah.
To get there, yeah.
continue in that. Otherwise, maybe we have to deal with some heartbreak with it.
That right there, there's what's the like older football player? He was just inducted to like the Hall of Fame like 2 years ago. He like played more games than anybody.
That
He
played more
was married to the supermodel.
Tom Brady?
Yes. When they there we go.
That
That
one.
got it.
I was like, is he already in the Hall of Fame? Has
I
he
was
been
really
retired that
stretching there, but
long?
I know
But
that one.
I think it was Tom Brady because they brought him into some Hall of Fame type thing. I don't know. You know how it
yeah,
is.
I do.
These
I
terms
do.
mean
My
nothing.
mind immediately went to, has he been retired long enough to be eligible for the Hall of
I
Fame?
don't know these things.
Yeah.
Anyway, the whole thing was about the speech that he made. And he said, I truly do not believe that I have anything extraordinary from anyone else. I was just willing to put in
The
more
effort.
hours.
Yeah.
I was willing to work longer, get up earlier, and work harder
Yep.
than anybody else
Yeah.
I knew.
Yeah.
He's like, there is nothing about my body that is extra,
Yeah.
special. There is no extra gifting that I've ever felt like I've
Yeah.
had. He was like, I was just willing to do more than everybody around me. And
Yeah.
I was like, the inspiration
Yeah.
for a kid
Yeah.
to hear that, like
Yeah.
one of the most successful players of all time, doesn't
Yeah.
feel like he had anything extra special in him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't
Absolutely.
remember the exact number, but he was picked in the draft way down the line.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. He was not a first rounder. He was not anything super special. He was not highly recruited. He played at Michigan. And but yeah, that's I'm familiar with what you're talking about. And I just love that he kind of set the standard for it doesn't matter if I don't get taken on the first day of the draft.
Yeah.
You know, look what Tom Brady did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's super cool. I've got a buddy. His son currently pitches at Clemson,
Mm-hmm.
and we went to college together. And just watching everything that he did and put in the work too. It's a very similar story
Yeah.
because he was, he'll share flashbacks from years ago when he was just starting to get into it. And like he didn't have the body frame, he didn't have the swing, he didn't have the velocity on his fastball, anything, but he worked at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's an ACC pitcher,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so it's possible. Anything's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, but that's like a hard spot for us moms because we want to coach them and
Oh,
push them
yeah.
and like you can do this, but you're
Mhm.
gonna have to like run through the mud. But at the same time, for me, like that's a hard balance to find. Like I
Mhm.
don't want them. Like maybe that's not my place.
Don't want
you
to
know?
don't want to push them into something that they don't truly
Right.
want. Yeah, I'm always trying to find that balance
Yeah.
with Braden and making sure that he's just not in it because not only what we say, but like his friends are playing. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean you have to, make yourself miserable.
Right.
They practice a lot.
Yes.
A
Yeah. Once you get to
lot.
that level, it's a lifestyle.
I'm
That's
talking
not a
like
hobby.
Yeah.
all the whole school year basically.
Yeah.
He's playing baseball, and I would think you have to love it
Mm-hmm.
to do it that much.
Well, and now here we are too on the whole, that's a really hard balance for families too, especially when you have an active church life.
Yes.
I mean, there's games, there's practices,
Yeah.
there's tournaments, there's all these things on weekends and all
Yeah.
that stuff. You guys seem to balance that beautifully.
Well, Braden has only played one travel ball season.
Okay.
And Rhett played two, I think. And his ended last year when he broke his nose at bat.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was real bad.
I teared up when I
was
saw his
awful.
pictures. And you guys said he was so tough about that and just handled it so well.
He cried the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he was processing it later, he was, very tough about it. And he still to this day doesn't say, well, I'm never playing baseball again.
See,
but
my kid got hit once and he was like, nope.
But he's also not asking to play.
Right.
You know what I mean? We keep trying to ask him. He's in 6th grade, so he would be able to try out for the 7th grade or for the middle school team next year. And we keep trying to fill him out for that because he was good.
But no indication which way he's
He
leaning.
had a hot bat. Like, he could really slam them. But so I found myself a couple of Sundays in the process of the travel ball, getting our kids reps, right? Because we want them to have a fair shot. A couple of Sundays at the field.
Yeah. Yep.
But luckily, in the past year, we haven't had any travel ball stuff.
Gabby, that's not allowed. You're a pastor's wife.
It's,
Do you feel like that sometimes? Do you like being in this position with your...
I try not to absorb any outside expectations.
Awesome.
And Chad is really great about not putting any of those on me. I'm sure he hears them, but no one has, specifically reached out to me and wagged their finger at me about this or that or the other, which was
awesome.
it was one of my probably misconceptions about being a pastor's wife when I realized I was, transitioning into that role.
Yeah.
Of like all the heat that you were going to catch.
Maybe, within the little box people were going to try to put me in.
Yeah.
And I was going to, be myself and disappoint people.
Right.
That kind of stuff. But I just love our church.
I totally agree.
I love our church family. And I'm so happy we are where we are. And
so that's very interesting because I feel, and that actually I have questions that pertain to like, what is the hardest part? Like, do you feel like you are put, in this kind of fishbowl type of a thing, but it doesn't sound like you necessarily feel that way.
No, not always. Nothing's come up yet.
Yes.
Let's just say
knock on wood. Yeah,
I'm
totally.
Saying, being a pastor's wife, I'm sure has been incredibly hard for some women.
Yeah.
And
I feel like though, but you said it perfectly when at the very beginning of like, you did not, like you're not going to allow that to happen to you. And maybe that's the key of like, you didn't go in expecting
and
that.
I do think, but hear my heart on, like, I think I put unrealistic expectations on myself sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's probably the hardest unmet expectation that I have to deal with. It's not with other people's expectations for me. It's my own.
And I think that's so real.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. I could see that because like, like right now, with like groups at church, that's one thing for me. I'm like, we got ball season, we've got school, we've got, my husband goes a little further for work right now, all these things.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, but now, you got to do the group at church and you got to volunteer and you got to do the, packing bag, food bags and, all of this stuff that it's like, it's so easy for us to say, well, I'm not doing all of those things.
Yeah.
But it's impossible.
I also try to remember, even though I'm in a specific, special circumstance of being a pastor's wife, I remember that my mission is at home. My calling,
Amen.
My calling is at home. It's to my children first.
Yep.
And so that's how I sort of justify with myself, Gabby, you should be doing this or you should be doing that. And
nope, it's not true though.
One thing that's outside of my house that I love doing that involves ministry is our small group.
Awesome.
And we had to put a pause on small group this semester so Chad could finish school. And it's none of us, I don't think, have been whole this semester. Like it's been hard, but it's been necessary. And we'll get back to it.
But kudos to him for not pushing it and going, okay, well, we'll find the
Yeah.
time, we'll make the
He
time,
does
and
have a
just
boundary.
exhausting himself and you guys. And I mean, yeah, I miss it and the people in it and gathering at your
Yeah.
house. But like, I knew that this was necessary to go, we got to get through this season
Mhm.
Yeah.
and we'll pick back up with it.
Yeah, we definitely will. Yeah.
There's a nice season of pause too. Like when you can have a pause and take a breath, even if the rest of life is crazy, there's just one thing off of your plate. Essentially, there's a lot of good things that happen in that time, you know? And
Yeah.
I feel like, especially when you're talking about small groups and you're going through curriculums and things like that, when you come back together, sometimes like you've got a whole nother,
Yeah.
like this realm of
Yeah.
information and experiences and,
Yeah.
ooh, let's do this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're like rejuvenated.
Yeah.
So that'll be a great
Rather
thing.
than force it when you're
Yes.
a little overstretched.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
If people are showing up late, oh, we can't come because we got a ball game.
Yeah.
Oh, there's only 2 of us this time. Like,
Yeah.
like the chaos of it all. Sometimes it's just better to like, let's take a breath and
Yeah.
restart.
And this is also the season though that we have like health struggles with our extended family.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have taking a break with one thing couldn't have hit at a better time for us.
The Lord works in
that
funny
way.
ways that
He
way, doesn't he?
does.
He's
He
good at
is.
it.
I recently like had this little, it was a happy breakdown, but I had this little breakdown because dealing with all this stuff with the extended family, my daughter like slept in her bed 2 nights in a row.
Yay.
And I was like, God is so good. He
Yeah.
fixes something when something is like just out of whack and crazy chaos.
Yep.
And he fixed this one thing. Now, she has not continued to sleep in her bed.
But she did for those 2 nights.
Yeah. We her being 3, we take turns laying down with her at night.
Yeah.
To get her to go to sleep in her own bed.
Yeah.
Almost without fail, she is up at some point in the middle of the night, running across the house to our bedroom and joins us in the middle of the bed.
Yep.
To then kick us and punch. Last night,
Do you feel her come in, or do you just, is she
Usually I
sneaky about it?
Usually I sleep through that. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's pretty subtle with that, unless she's upset about something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we're in that stage. So we're a little sleep deprived.
Yes.
Yep.
A little busy.
It's okay. That's the part that people are like, when it's over, you're like,
miss it.
Miss it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I know that I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying not to wish it away.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know. It is really hard though, because
Yeah.
you're like, oh my gosh,
So
I just
tired.
want one night of sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I kind of like, I was making some notes and I thought, I would love to start asking this of people more. Do you feel like, and you kind of already answered this, but do you feel like you have a mission right now? What's your mission right now?
I think this is going to sound like, wow, that's lofty, but just,
we love lofty.
Oh, yeah. Big fans.
Yes.
well, because I think I mostly hear when people say you can't be everything to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point in my life,
Mhm.
I'm trying to show up the best that I can for the people that I need to.
Yes.
Right. That's my mission right now. So it's my kids, it's my extended family that I've mentioned, my husband.
Yeah.
And also my church,
Yes.
Which is much easier said than done.
Yes.
Yeah.
It can't be everybody, but those that I'm connected with. If there's a need,
Mm-hmm.
I'm try my best.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's really, really awesome, because I think like now that I'm flirting with 40, as I always say, I feel like when I have like known in my heart kind of what I wanted life to look like, but in my head it looked differently. And God read my heart and didn't listen to my head.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to have this,
Yeah.
in my head, I wanted to have this career. I wanted
Yeah.
to be super successful.
Yeah.
I wanted to have this team of people, but my heart wanted me to be able to show up when my grandpa called, when
Yeah.
my mom wanted to
Yeah.
have lunch,
Yeah.
when she needed me to travel,
Yeah.
when my kid was sick.
Yeah.
I wanted to be at every field trip. Like,
Mhm.
And so like, that's what my heart knew,
Yeah.
but my head didn't know that.
Yeah.
And to be able to, for him to stop all this chaos
Yeah.
enough, just enough for me to actually show up that way, that's incredible. And the fact that you know that right now that's the mission you're on,
Yeah.
and you can live that out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was amazing.
Yes.
And I love that, you mentioned you've got the flexibility in your job
Yeah.
so that you can
Yeah.
be there
So
for
grateful.
kids, family,
Yeah.
here with us today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't happen if you worked
Yeah.
in a cubicle 9 to 5
No.
Monday through
Yes.
Friday. So we're thankful for
No.
that.
Yeah.
And I think that's amazing. I think those are all great points. And I think you're doing all of them wonderfully.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yes. Yes, totally.
Thank you.
Yep.
What do you have a turning point in your, I think this is a good time to ask it because we're
Okay.
kind of talking about that, like, being able to actually play out what you want. Do you have a kind of a turning point in your life that you're like, that was, when I kind of maybe was able to play the role that I wanted to play, or, just something that stands out to you where like that changed things for me?
Biggest thing that I can think of right off the bat is when I lost my job in 2015.
Mhm.
In the fall of 2015, I was jobless for the first time ever. I'd hit the road running with the
How
news.
old were you?
I was, 30.
Okay. That's a
Yeah.
that's a hard time.
I was 30. And I was in a job that I loved.
Yeah.
I don't want to name names, but I was so happy
Mhm.
to be in this job and doing actual graphic design for the
Yes.
first time. I'd worked up to that
Yeah.
point, and they reorganized me out, and it
Mhm.
broke my heart.
Yeah.
And I stayed home with Rhett. Rhett was a baby at the time. And I stayed home with Rhett while doing the job search and, wondering what the next door was that God was going to open. And
Mhm.
it deepened my faith so much,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which also, helped me with my role as pastor's wife.
Right.
Because until a certain point, and maybe that point, I was like, this is your calling. This is not my calling.
Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to be negative about it, but I was like, I didn't ask for this.
Right.
Yep. You just
And
pushed me here.
And here I am
Yeah.
doing it, So finally, it just strengthened my faith in a way that I was like, okay, this is his calling, but my calling is to support him in his calling,
Yeah.
which makes it my calling too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
really, really great thought.
Yeah.
And my follow-up question to that was, what did these things teach you about God? And that answers that beautifully.
Yeah.
Just to put your faith and trust and dig in instead of this reminds me, the other day I read this post on Facebook, and it was someone asking for some help. And I got angry with them because they put in the post, I don't know why God is doing this
Yeah.
to me, but I need help. And I thought,
That's your perspective.
yes,
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
nope, you're looking at this all wrong.
Yeah.
You can
Yes.
almost tell, and it's not to be judgmental or sound judgmental. I can read posts as well and go, you're not getting poured into on a Sunday morning,
Yeah.
or your verbiage would be different.
Yeah.
And I think that's, again, not to be judgmental of that person or anything, but it's just like, you haven't heard enough
Yes.
that's
Or sought out enough. I felt
Yeah.
like, you need a place to live, and that's a big thing. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to say like, whatever.
Yes.
Like that's huge. But if you have taken this time to write this big paragraph and you have typed this thing out and said, this, why is God doing this to me? I don't understand this. And it went on and on. I've always been faithful. I go to church and all these things. And I thought, it's all about perspective, because I would be willing to bet there's a lot of people stepping in for them already.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's already a lot of people trying to lift them up
Yes.
and help them.
Yes.
And there's breath in their lungs. Like,
Yeah.
we said a prayer the other night, and we were like breaking down all the little things, and my husband was like, there's breath in my lungs. And I thought, there's sight in my eyes, there's
Yeah.
touch in my hands, there's hearing in my ears. Those little things, not everyone has those.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly. And I like to think ultimately, if God never does another thing for me, he
He's done
already
enough.
did it all.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the perspective shift. That's the changing your negativity to be grateful
Mhm.
and turn it into worship
Yeah.
and say the things that you're thankful for instead of all the God doesn't owe you anything.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know.
That's a very good,
And
that's a great,
Yeah. Yeah.
statement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. And they say that a lot at church. If God never does another thing for you,
It's
he's
my
already done
favorite.
enough.
Yep.
It's my favorite.
Yep.
It gets me every
Yep.
time.
Gets me too.
Yeah.
Do you have any more, like any kind of other subject matters that you wanted
Let
to
me
dig in?
reference my notes
Ooh.
while I'm doing that, so we can go ahead and check Josh's box off.
Oh, mercy.
What's it like being married to Chad Parham?
Can I take a sip of my water first?
Yes. Oh, she needs a drink for this one. Josh had told Laura he just wanted one question to be asked.
Yep.
And that was what it was like to be married to your
And
husband.
I already answered this in person, but let me just say again, it's never a dull moment.
Yeah.
He is always keeping me guessing.
Yeah.
Always making me laugh.
But would you have it any other way?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
No.
He's like the chaos, my A-type personality, my organized brain needs.
Yeah.
You know, I need that in my life. And oh
Yes.
man, the way I don't want to make it like, you know, sentimental and emotional too, but he leads us so well.
Yeah.
I mean, he really does. It's funny to look at where we were in our early relationship and how I was kind of just on pins and needles praying things worked out,
Yeah.
you know, like had no idea where this would ever go.
Yeah.
And then now he's someone I look up to.
Yeah.
He's so, oh gosh, he's going to love this. He's
Yeah.
so wise.
Yeah.
You know, and then at the same time, he's the funniest person ever.
Yeah.
And then also he can gross me out
Yeah.
like no
yes.
one's business. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, gosh.
Yeah. You're like, oh,
I-
you're so nasty.
But
Yes.
I do that with mine.
Yes.
Like,
He,
oh.
he is a national treasure. Old Chad Parham is certainly that.
Yeah.
And watching, you know, the friendship with the boys, because, you know,
Yep.
Maddox loves Rhett.
Yeah.
Loves Rhett.
Yep.
Hasn't really got to hang out with Braden a whole lot. You know, he's got a couple years on him. He's a little cooler.
Yeah, a little cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you got great kids, and
Yeah.
Chad is, you know, being invited into the small group was like so pivotal for us, and just, you know, being available to talk with Josh through some of the hard days and
Mhm.
whatnot. Just
Yeah.
he's awesome, and I know so many people love him, and I just, you know, we've reconnected. I mean, you and I have connected.
Yeah.
I know you say that you're introverted, and I'm like, well, I've seen a little bit otherwise. You know, I get a little bit different picture, and I love it. So what? Okay, the only thing, I think this would be a good one. If you could go back, what would you tell your younger self?
You're going to be married to that guy right there, and he's going to be a pastor. And I think I would blow my own mind.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I love that.
But I'd say, too, like, you're going to have 4 of the biggest blessings in your life because of this man. And you don't need to attach yourself to somebody just to feel chosen.
Yeah.
You know, like God chose you, and that should be enough.
Yeah.
I would have stepped away from my faith. So I would have said, like, hey, don't stop trying to do it God's way.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because his way is better anyway.
Yep.
So I would have given myself advice around those lines. Like, but mostly, like, first, I would definitely say, look who you're going to be married to.
Yes.
And look what he's going to be doing.
So once he wraps up this semester,
Yeah.
is he done
With school?
with school?
Well, he says, don't ever stop learning.
Yeah.
So I don't feel comfortable answering that question.
I'm like, what else is there? Because I truly don't know. Is there a next thing that he could
get a
pursue?
doctorate.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
Pastor Scott has a doctorate,
Scott
right?
has a doctorate.
And I think Mike did too.
Mike did too.
Yeah. So
Mike has probably several.
yeah, I think he's got
I
at
think
least
you're right.
3.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're right.
Yeah, so those are like our previous pastors. Well, Scott's our
Current.
head pastor, and
Yeah.
he's got a doctorate degree. And our
Yep.
legacy pastor, was our legacy pastor. He had at least 3. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's on that path. He is on that path.
Yeah, he has not said to me, "This is it." Like this semester is it.
Yeah.
Like, he can't wait for this semester to be over, but
Yeah.
he's never said this will be the final step. So
Yeah.
I don't
Dr.
know.
Parham
Yep. I mean, hey, it's
might just be
nice.
speaking it into existence.
Yep, it's got a
Mhm.
nice ring to it.
Yeah.
Okay, I had one like ending. Well, okay, sorry. I did have we talked to our husbands the other day, well, a few episodes back. What's your favorite thing about him as a dad? Like, what do you think this best thing is about, like we talked about our husbands and
Yeah.
like their role as dad.
Yeah.
What's your husband's favorite thing as being a dad? What do you think he
My
does best?
favorite thing that I think, okay, so many things. He loves our kids so well.
Yeah.
And he supports them in this like subtle yet authoritative way.
Yes.
And I think that this isn't something he does, but I think he's just naturally in that role model. You know, they think he's dumb too. They
Right,
think
of
I'm
course, yeah.
dumb also.
Yeah.
The preteen and the teenager
Just at that
especially.
age. Yep.
Tinley also says we're wrong about everything. She argues a lot, but he's already in that role model, position with
Right.
them, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that because I was going to ask you like about your guys' marriage as a husband because I think like as women, I love that you said that he is a good leader because that's one of my favorite things too. Like I want to do a lot of things for our family,
Yep.
and I want to be a lot of roles,
Yep.
but I love that I have someone that is really my leader and guides our family as a whole and is there for my boys.
Yeah,
You
I'm so
know?
grateful for that. And it's
Yeah.
not, that's what's so funny about me is what I was modeled in childhood was a little different from what our family is
Mhm.
like. Not that it was bad,
Right?
Yeah.
because I had a happy childhood and, it got me to where I am and I'm so grateful.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know to even pray for someone like Chad.
Yeah.
I didn't know this is actually what I wanted, which was someone to lead me well. And it's
Right.
like
Yeah.
it's not, we don't sit down and like, oh, you're the leader.
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes. Oh yeah,
It's just
totally.
comes
this,
natural.
I've said this a lot. It's natural.
Yes. Because
He's
if you
just
ask,
naturally our leader.
if you ask my husband and I know yours, they call us the boss.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure yours does too.
Well, I mean,
But it's not
we have
real.
we have different roles,
Yes.
right? And he'll tell you he doesn't pay a single bill.
right? Yes.
He probably doesn't
Mhm.
even know how much is in our bank account right now.
Same for us.
Yep.
And so I lead in some areas, but as far as like spiritually and
Which is what I would want any day of the week. I would
Emotionally,
rather
yes.
you lead
and-
spiritually than manage the checkbook.
Yeah.
I'm always going to come to him and ask, big decisions.
Mhm.
Obviously, I'm going to, take his opinion, advice, whatever before I'm an emotional being, I'm
Yeah.
going
Right.
to make decisions off of what I'm feeling in the moment.
Yes.
He's my grounding. He's
Yeah.
my, so yeah, he's just
yeah.
good in that role.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I think as like a Christian wife and a Christian mom, to be able to recognize that and be able to depend on that
Mm-hmm.
is like that's one of our vital roles because I
Mhm.
think it's easy to want to take control over a lot of things.
Mhm.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, I still am like, you are
Yes.
totally wrong.
Yes.
But overall, I know that like there's a head of my family and it's not me, and I'm really thankful.
Yeah.
And I think like as women,
Yep.
it's awesome to be able to say that
Yep.
about our spouse and our family.
And even though
Absolutely.
we don't have daughters, but you do, I
Mhm.
think
Yeah.
that, being able to pose the question, would you want your daughter to be married to someone, like her dad?
Mhm.
And I think you can instantly go, yes, I
100%,
would.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes, I would. And,
Yep.
and we're like, are we raising men
Yes.
that their spouses will be proud of and that lead their family
Yep.
Well, I
well?
ask the same about my sons.
Yeah.
For
Yep.
sure. Specifically housework
Yes.
wise. I'm
Yes.
like, I don't mean to coddle them, but they don't know what they're doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and I every once in a while try to get on like a chore kick.
Mhm.
But then I'm also A-type personality, and
Yeah.
let me just do it.
Yeah.
Let me just
Yeah.
just
Nobody
fix it.
cleans unless
But
it's
I'm
mama
praying
clean.
so hard, that their wives don't think they're disgusting,
Yes.
because their mama sure does.
Laura had we talked about this a really long time ago, but she was talking about how she prays for for the woman that they
Yeah.
will be, and I had never
future
really
spouses.
thought about that.
Yeah,
thought
I have
that
a
was
good
cool.
friend that did that with her daughter. Was very intentional about praying for her future spouse, and they're married now.
Oh,
That's
I love
awesome.
You
it.
know,
I
and so
love
it
it.
just goes to show, like, it matters.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah.
matters what you pray for.
Yep.
And don't stop praying. You know,
Yes.
like,
Yep. Amen.
Yeah.
Just keep on
yeah,
praying for
just
those babies.
every
Yeah.
single day. It might be like a chore, or like feel like a job to you,
But
but
you got to do it.
yeah.
Yep.
You got to do it. And I think it was Chad that was very convicting one time in maybe part of a sermon, or it may have been something from small group, but it was, if God answered every prayer that you prayed last week, what's he answering?
Yeah.
And you're going, oh my gosh, I left so much on the table that I should
Yeah.
have included.
Yeah.
And so it's something to think about.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So we are planning on recording a newlywed episode
Oh,
soon.
how fun.
What is your one piece of advice for a newlywed?
Forgive.
Mm.
Like, don't become bitter or resentful about stuff. Always be intentional about talking things out. I'm not a don't go to bed angry, because I do feel like you need space sometimes to think through things, and then you can come together when you can be productive
Yes.
in a heated argument or something that's just not getting anywhere because you keep going around and around and around.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive is huge, and that's not just with your spouse; that's with everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
God,
And yourself.
you're poisoning yourself with bitterness.
Yes.
Like, just let it go. And that's not to say like you have to be best friends with
Right.
the person. You asked me for marriage advice, and here I am just giving
No,
general advice.
that's okay. We love it.
No, this definitely resonates into marriage.
Yeah, I mean,
Forgiveness and communication.
just like I lost my thought there, but forgiveness is like a constant thing you have to do sometimes.
Every day.
Oh, yes.
Every
Oh,
day.
and sometimes about the same thing.
Over. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
That is totally true.
Yeah.
And eventually that thing that you feel like you are actively having to forgive, it goes away.
Yes.
The problem is solved. It goes
Yes.
away. You just got to make sure you can get through that
Yes.
road.
But there's a whole, every time that you think about it, forgive them again.
Yes.
And if you ever want to be, tested in that to the truest form, like the whole 70 times 7,
Yeah.
get married.
Yeah.
'Cause
For
that's it.
sure.
Yep.
For
That's it.
sure.
Yep. That is very true. All right. Are you ready to land the plane?
Let's land the plane.
All right, Gabby, we are so grateful for your time and all of your advice and just talking with you. We so appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming out.
Yes, we're excited about this. And we've been talking about interviewing you since we started this
I know.
podcast.
Yeah, for
Laura
like a
came
year.
after me a long time
Yes.
ago. And
Yes.
said, would you do this? And I'm like, let me think about it.
Yeah.
We finally are all here together,
Yeah.
and that's so awesome.
It's been fun.
We
Yeah,
are
we've enjoyed
so
this.
appreciative. Thank you very, very much. All right, you guys. As you know, we do none of this without our incredible producer, Stay Stoked Creative Co. And you can find out more about him in the show notes below. And we have a goal for 2026, which is 10,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yep.
So if you would go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you get notifications every time we upload a new episode. And with that, I think we're done with our 40-something episode.
Yep. That's the end. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. Be blessed.
See ya.